Right, so today is going to be a interesting video and it's going to be a little bit technical. So if you're put off by spreadsheets in particular, maybe you don't want to watch this, but there's quite a lot of interesting data I want to show you. Now, the topic of this video is the thing that a lot of people seem to talk about, which is the releasing singles versus releasing albums thing. And I'm very much a person who advocates releasing as many songs as possible in a release. But there's a few things I'd like to show you first. So I've brought up this spreadsheet and I'm just going to explain to you what I'm trying to do here. I've got three different scenarios. I've got a scenario where we're releasing one song, a scenario where we're releasing 5 songs on an EP, and another one where we're releasing 10 songs, which would be considered an album. Now we've got a pretend budget of $100, and now this could be per day, this could be over 5 days, but it's still $100. And we're going to have a pretend landing page, whether that be Hyped It or Toned In or anything else. It's going to have a landing page which has some redundancy. So for example, out of the $100, 70% of those people will click on the 70% of those people will click on the actual Spotify link that you want. Now 70% is quite high, but that's kind of my average. I know a lot of people can get 50% or 40%. They're actually not bad figures either, but I think we should be kind of aiming between the 70 and 80% mark. So I've put 70 just to be safe. Now I've got different scenarios for different conversion costs. Now I've been achieving the 5-cent conversion on my last EP. You can watch a related video if you want to know a bit more about how I did that. Most people will tend to get anywhere between the 15 and 30-cent mark. So we have different scenarios here. Now I've done a little bit of math. You can see the formula here. I've just multiplied the budget by the attrition that you get from the landing page and by the conversion costs, and each one will take different conversion costs into account. Now if we just start with the really low conversion cost of 5 cents, we will get, for a budget of 100, we'll get 1400 streams. Now this is not scientific because obviously there's another bit of attrition that happens, and that is when people click on Spotify, they don't always listen for 30 seconds. So really we could put another percentage in here to reduce this further, but I think we kind of all understand where this is going. This is just a demonstration. But what's really interesting is for exactly the same numbers here, as you increase your costs, obviously you're going to get less and less and less streams. So this is a really good demonstration of why you'd want to keep your conversion costs low. So if you had a 5-cent conversion cost and you're getting approximately 1400 streams for $100, the same campaign for 30 cents may only get you 233 streams, and that's quite high. So I just wanted to show you that because I think that's quite a telling bit of statistics. It's really important to keep that conversion cost low. So another thing I've done is I've put 2 extra scenarios in here. I've got this scenario where we've got an EP with 5 songs, another one with an EP of 10 songs. Now I've got this little thing here on the bottom which has the number of songs on the EP. So say for example the first song, which is the song you've got to promote, has the streams of the conversion campaign. What I've tend to notice is the second song has a 50% less amount of streams. So what that means is out of all the people that listen to your song, about 50% of them will switch off and another 50% will keep listening. So the second song will get about half the streams of the first, and I've just basically, if you look at the formula, I've basically halved each one down, which, as I said, it's not scientific, but it's kind of a good idea of what's happening. So yeah, so the first song will get 350, and this is really at the really high, really very good conversion cost. By the time you get to the 10th song, you're not getting a lot of streams, you're getting 3 streams. Still not bad for the 10th song. And what I've done is I've just totaled all these numbers up. So for 5 songs, I've just totaled the first 5 songs up. So this is where it really makes a difference to release an EP. Because even if you say have a really high conversion cost, you'll get double the amount of streams if you have 5 songs to promote. And obviously if you have a really great conversion cost, you'll get almost double that level, which is pretty good. But what I wanted to show you is once you get to 10 songs, the actual returns diminish quite somewhat. So for example, at 10 cents a stream, there's only 40 streams more for the extra 5 songs. And as you can see, there's not a lot more streams for the extra songs. And obviously making 5 songs takes a bit of effort. So for me, kind of the sweet spot is 5 songs. So you may still want to release more, maybe 6, 7 or 8. And there are other benefits which I'm about to show you to doing that. But yeah, I think the sweet spot is kind of an EP in the middle. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is I want to show you how this affects the save rate. As you can see, the number of saves for the first 28 days is quite high for the first song, and it goes down by less than a half for the second. So approximately 40% for the second, and I would say it's about 30% for the rest. Now, what's really interesting is that all of the other songs have very similar saves, anywhere between 400 and the 500 mark. The second song has a bit more. So what that indicates to me is people are saving all of the songs if they like your first song quite often, at least 30% of the time. So that's actually a good reason to release more songs, because as you can see from this, in the last 28 days, I've had quite a lot of saves, even on the 10th song and even on the 9th and 8th song, quite a few saves on those. So that's a good thing, because saves means people will go back and listen to the song at some future point in time. So just finally, if you look at the overall figures for this song, it has 32,492 streams and it has 1,034 playlists. So if we just plug those numbers in here, and let's do that for the second song. So let's actually put these numbers here. Now we go back to the second song on the release, which is this one. So all-time streams of 10,848. And playlists will be much less because that wasn't the promoted song, but still we'll plug the number in of 244. And let's just do that for a couple more of the songs on the EP. This is the third song. This is 489 streams. This one's got 47 playlist ads. And the fourth song has very similar streams, 4925. And is on slightly more playlists. So you can see here that the playlists are pretty much spread out. So they're based basically on the amount of streams. So on the first song, you're always going to get more playlists. So we've got 0.32% in terms of playlists to streams. And we have about 22.2 and then 1 and 1.2. So it just does go down. And if we look at the bottom song, I think this is the bottom or the second bottom. This one has only 408 streams and it's only on 11 playlists. So yeah, so even the bottom songs are getting on playlists. So I guess it's down to what you guys all think. But in my opinion, the sweet spot is about 5 or 6 songs and an EP. I think if you're making 10 songs, that might be too many, but there's absolutely no harm in doing that. But if you want to release every month or every 6 weeks, it's going to be quite difficult to create and release 10 songs. So I'm thinking 5 songs, maybe even 4 songs, minimum 3 songs per release. And that way you've got more songs, not just getting saved and streamed, you actually have some more songs that end up in people's release radar. So overall, it's just a thing that I recommend. If you don't have enough songs, you could try the Waterfall theory. So what Waterfall is, and I actually haven't done it because I release songs in EPs without pre-releasing them. But say, for example, this song here, Your Body, this was released by itself. I could say with the vocalist, create another song next month. So instead of releasing the song with that vocalist next month, I could release that song as the main song, the first song which we promote, but this song could be number 2. So we could just release them both, and this will get the secondary streams that we saw before. And if we make, say, a third song together, this song could be on that release as well as the third song of that release, and so forth. So that's just one way of doing the Waterfall strategy, which just gets you the extra streams and saves. And that's really the benefit of the Waterfall strategy if you can't really make a lot of music and you can only really make 1 song a month. But if you're like me and you're quite prolific, so if you're prolific like me, then you can make more songs, and I like releasing my songs. So for me, it just does work. Okay, so if you've got any questions or think this is rubbish, just let me know. And yeah, really look forward to hearing what you guys have got to say about it. See ya.